All right, guys, we're here with Arjun. We've got a lot to talk about. I think you are one of the realest people, and one of the people who are not afraid to say what you think and call out the projects that are frankly unworthy of existing.
That's almost all of them.
How are you?
I am doing well, man. I'm happy to be here. It's a nice
Absolutely.
muggy day in New York City.
For sure. All right, so for those people that don't know, let's just go through real quick your background, and then we can jump into a whole bunch of different stuff.
Sure. I will kind of start with my birth, only because it's somewhat relevant. I was born in India. We immigrated to the U.S. When I was about 6 years old. So first generation immigrants, was pushed into the lawyer, doctor, engineer type mold. My parents are conservative gold bugs. Actually, we had a rich gold culture growing up, and still do. And so grew up, went to school in Boston, was trained as an engineer, and that's when I first found Bitcoin. Was in 2012, 2013, at sort of the heyday of the Silk Road. That first run up in price, that was really exciting to watch. And my politics were already sort of aligned in that direction, in that sort of libertarian, anarcho-capitalist mold. And that was the first time I'd really had exposure to a wide group of people in that lens. Price action dies. I sort of lost interest along with that. It was just who's building anything. What's going on. It wasn't until a couple of years later that I saw what was happening in the community again, and started working on and kind of focusing on Bitcoin full time in 2016. And first thing that I was exploring is the market microstructure itself. Was looking at where were people trading Bitcoin, what were people using to trade Bitcoin. The markets still are very inefficient, but was far more inefficient back then. Exchange arbitrage was a very big thing. The spreads on the exchanges were very wide. There wasn't really any, there wasn't a lot of algorithmic execution. The volume was tiny, and so that was my first sort of area of focus. And so subsequently, over the next year and a half, and kind of with all of the run up in 2017. I spent a lot of my time helping people figure out how to navigate the microstructure and how to actually trade, these markets, and where there are opportunities to make money. And there are all sorts of questions there. Not only all the things that I described, but figuring out what the right way is to custody assets. And that's sort of foregoing altogether the question of what do I buy. And so worked with a few large traditional hedge funds, helping them sort of evangelizing Bitcoin, helping them explore the space, and have since, for the last year, spent most of my time investing and trading my own money with, a couple of outside investors, and I'm in the process of institutionalizing that further, which is really exciting.